Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to DIY Fashion and Beauty. Welcome back again. I'm back again with another video, another requested video. You guys request for it is a V front auto-gele, the V front auto-gele. You guys requested for this and I decided to DIY this for you. So can't you see, guys? It looks so beautiful, you see. Wow. I'm ready to party. Yeah, I look so beautiful. I do. I know that. I look beautiful. Yes, to see how I achieve this look, just stay tuned and watch the full video of this auto messages. People are asking me what fabric can we use, what this can we use. One thing about this auto-gele is traditionally in Nigeria, because it's a Nigerian hair tie style, is a Nigerian traditional gele. That's what we tie. So in Nigeria, traditionally we use ashoke, we can use Ankara, or we use Sego gele. So if you want to DIY this, you need a thick fabric, a fabric that when you pleat them, they are going to stay in place. That's the kind of fabric you need. When you get to your local store where they are selling fabric, just feel the fabric in your hand and you see that they are thick fabric. When you are using thick fabric, it's going to come out like this. Like this DIY now, I use 1.5 yard of fabric and it's 60 inches length. Is a wide, is a long length. So I use 1.5 yard of fabric to DIY this. So when you are looking for a fabric, just look for a fabric that is thick, and it's gonna, when the fabric is thick, definitely you're gonna get something like this. So guys, let's get started. Let's get ready to DIY this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at DIY Fashion and Beauty 05. Follow me on Instagram at DIY Fashion and Beauty 05. Like my page on Facebook at DIY Fashion and Beauty 05. Thanks everybody. Let's get started.
To start with your free front auto-gele, you're going to need your scissors, the fabric of your choice, your scissors, your tape roll, and your pin. So I'm going to set those one aside and I'm going to lay my fabric on the table. So the fabric I'm using today is a very thick fabric. I got it from my local store. So I fold it into two, the edge of the fabric. I fold it into two and I'm going to measure the measurement I need there, which is 12 inch. So I measure 12-inch length and 15-inch wide. Is on the screen. 12-inch length and 15 inches wide. That is what I use there. So, and it's double, so I'm gonna cut two of those. So I'm gonna cut that out like that. You can see I'm gonna cut that out like that. It's double. I double it, I double fold it. So I'm gonna split that into two. I'm gonna split that into two like that. Yeah, I'm gonna split that into two like that. Yeah, and I'm gonna set that aside, and that's the two that I've cut. So I'm gonna set that one aside. That's the 12-inch length and 15 inches wide. The measurement is on the screen. So the next one I'm gonna cut now is the same edge of the fabric. I fold it into two, and this measurement is, the length is 50 inches length, 50 inches length and 28-inch wide. 50 inches length and 28 inches wide. So I'm going to cut that one out. It's just one, not double like the first one I cut. So you can see it, that's the fabric, that's the length, 50-inch length and 28-inch wide. That's one, because that is the one I'm going to use to create my pleats. I use 50-inch in this video because I want it to be a bit higher than the last one I DIY. That's why I used 50 inches length. So the next one I'm going to cut now, this one is 15 inches length, 50 inches length and 20 inches wide. 15 inches length and 20 inches wide. I'm going to put the measurement on the screen. Measurement is on the screen. That is 15 inches length and 20 inches wide. This one I just cut it. I don't use whether it's the side of the fabric because it's going to be inside, so it doesn't matter. So at the end of the cutting, I've got 4 pieces at the end of the cutting. The 50-inch length and 28-inch wide, and the two 12-inch length and 15 inches wide, and the third one is 15 inches length and 20 inches wide. Starts with the first one I cut, which is the 12-inch wide, 12-inch length, 12-inch length and 15 inches wide. So that's what I'm going to start with. So I'm going to sew the edge of the fabric first to secure it. Then I'm going to start pleating it. I start with my pleats. When you are doing your pleats, don't let it too much. Don't give it too much gap. The gap between your pleats shouldn't be more than half inch. Don't let your pleats be more than half inch. So I start with my pleats like that. So I start with my pleats, and I'm going to create 6 pleats in this one. I'm going to create 6 pleats. So I pleat 8. That's the 12-inch wide and the 15 inches. That's the 12-inch length and the 15 inches wide. So I'm pleating it now. I'm gonna pleat that. Yeah. So I create 6 pleats there. So, and I'm gonna pleat the second one as well. After this one, I'm gonna pleat the second one. But before my pleating, I make sure I hem my edge of my fabric with my whipping machine. I whip the edge of the fabric. So if you don't have a whipping machine, you can just leave it. I just want it to be neat. So that's the two that I've created the pleats. So I'm going to start sewing now. I've created that 2 pleats, so I'm going to start sewing. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can use your needle and thread to just run it through. It's not compulsory to use a sewing machine, but I'm using my sewing machine because it's going to be so stressful without sewing machine. So I'm using my sewing machine. So I'm going to like sew that. I'm going to sew the pleats down because I don't want them to stay in place. So I'm sewing the pleats down, and I'm going to do the 2 like that to sew the pleats down like that, and make sure your pleats cover your pleats cover the sewing. You don't want the sewing to show on it outside. Don't want people to see the sewing, so you make sure your pleats cover what you have sewed. So I create that pleats like that. I'm going to do both of them like that. So after sewing the pleats, and this is what I have come up with, guys. You can see the back. It's so neat. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to create the V. To create the V, that's just it. The way we do the turban, you have watched my turban video, that's the same method that you're going to use. If you have watched my video on how to do turbans, and if you see the way I create my V in the front, that's just the same thing we're going to create here. That's just the same thing we're going to create here. You can watch my turban video on YouTube at DIY Fashion and Beauty 05. So I'm going to sew that one down like that. You can see the way I create it. I create the V front. So I take the one, I measure the 20 inches wide and 15 inches length. So I notch my middle parts and I place it in the middle and I pin it down just like that. So after pinning it down, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew it round. You can see that the one that is left there, I'm going to cut that one out because we don't need that. So I'm just going to sew it down like that. Yeah. And that's what I have come up with. You've got your V front. That's it. Very simple, very easy. So that's it. The next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut my strap. If you want to use Velcro on this place, you can go ahead and use Velcro. I'm still going to come I'll show you how to use Velcro on this place. But the measurements I use is the measurement of the stripe is 12-inch length and the wide is 6-inch. So as you can see, I'm folding the edge, the pleats, I'm folding it inside. I want them to lay on each other because I want the stripe to be able to fit in very well. I want this, yeah, I want the stripe to fit in so perfectly. I don't want it to show at all like the one I did do the last time. So I fold it in like that, then I sew it, then I'm going to cut out that because I want that stripe to be pencil like that. Then I'm going to sew it like that. Yeah, then I turn it out. After turning it out, I'm going to secure the space there. Yeah, that's how. And I'm going to put it on my sewing machine to sew it like that, and that is it. That one is done. Left to you or anything. So I'm gonna start now with the top bit. I've aimed the edge of my fabric. This is the one I'm doing now is the 50 inches wide, the 50 inches length and 28-inch wide. The 50 inches length and 28-inch wide, because I'm going to start with my pleats. This method I'm using here, I did not pleat it first. I just start with my pleat and I continue sewing because that's how I want it. But at the end of the day, it's very stressful. I prefer to just pin it first and continue tacking. So I start tacking. When you are doing this part, please don't make your pleat too big. When you make it too big, it doesn't look nice. Don't make it too big. 1 inches maximum. 1 inches maximum is okay, or less than 1 inches. Yeah. So I start with my pleats and I run my needle, running stitches. Yeah, start with my running stitches. That's it. I start like that. So I continue doing my pleats. If you have watched my previous if you watch my previous Auto-gele, you will know what I'm doing here. So that's the plate, that's the one that is going to be on top. So it's 28-inch wide and 50-inch length. The reason why I use 50-inch in this video is because I want it to be higher than the first one I DIY. So I've got lots of questions, people asking me. You can add more to your measurements. You can even add more with the 28-inch. If you doesn't like the way the back look, you can add more to it. Just try and do whatever suits you, whatever that you know that is going to make you to get a good result. Do it. So I continue pleating like that. Yeah, and as you can see, I'm pushing the fabric inside a bit. Yeah, because the more they are getting top, the more they need more fabric. You have to like push them in a bit so that the more higher they are, they look more good. So after that, the second one, look at what I'm doing here very carefully. So I run my needle to the top one, to the second layer, and I pick the first layer a bit and I run it to the second layer and I pick the first layer a bit so that they can stay, both of them can stay together. So I do that. I pick the first layer, fold it in. So I pick the first one and I pick a bit down. So I continue running it like that till I get to the end of the fabric. I'll do all the split like that. Pick it like that. Pick the top bits, yeah, with your needle, and you pick the bits at the down. So I do that. Yeah, see, I got to the end of it. I fold it. I've already secured the edge of the fabric with my sewing machine, the edge of the pleats of the fabric that I'm using to pleat. So now here, I don't want the stitches to sew on top. So I'm going to pick a bit of it with my sewing machine, with my needle, sorry. I'm going to pick a bit with my needle as well, up, and I pick a bit down. That's this part. A bit up and a bit down. The up one, you're going to pick it as if you are hemming your skirt. If you hem your skirt and you don't want it to show, or you are hemming your trouser, the edge of your trouser, and you don't want it to show. That's what you're going to do here. So I put a bit up and a bit down because I don't want the stitches to show on top. So I do that on both sides. Pick up, bit up and bit down, bit up and bit down, bit up and bit down till you get to the end of this one. So I continue like that till I get to the end of it. And as you can see, my pleat is not so wide, is 1 inches, you can see, and everything lay, and is higher than the first one because here I used 50-inch. You can go up to 60-inch, but the more higher it is, make sure you are adding more to the wideness. That is one thing I noticed about this DIY. The more higher it is, you add more to the wideness. But this one, I did not add more to the wideness. I did not add more, but I will advise the more higher you go, add 1 or 2 inch more to the wide. Instead of 28, you can go up to 30, or you can go up to 29. So that's the advice with this DIY. So after doing that, I tack the edge. You can see what I'm doing. I tack the edge together, and this is what I have come up with, guys. You see, that is it. That is what we want. Yeah, this is what I've come up with, you see, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it on the first one, the down one. I'm going to put it on it. Yeah, and I noticed that some people, they show me, see the way I put my own, I put it curve. Yeah, that's how you should do it. You don't put it straight. All the one I've seen is they put it straight to the band. No, you curve it because you want them to cover your hair. You want them to cover your hair, so you have to curve it like that. The way I'm doing it, you have to curve it. Then I pin it down. This one, I'm gonna, it doesn't go on my sewing machine, so I'm gonna use my hand to sew it down. I'm going to use my needle and thread to sew it down. You cuff it, guys. You cuff it. You cuff it. So I'm going to use my needle and thread to sew it down like that. You can see. I'm going to use my needle and thread to sew it down. You see? You cuff it. Yeah. You cuff it like that. Yeah. I'm going to use my sewing machine to... Oh, sorry, my needle and thread. I've used it to tack it down. So the next thing I'm going to cut now. The measurement I use for this stripe is 12 inches length, and the wide is 6 inch. So that's the measurement I use, and I'm not going to fold it at all. I'm not going to fold, and I'm not going to double it, so it's just going to be single like that. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the edge of the fabric. I'm going to sew the edge round. So after sewing the edge round, I'll join it to the last plate. I want to use it single. I don't want to fold it, so I'll just go ahead and sew it round like that. Then I'll tack it. Yeah, I've sew it round, so I'm going to tack it to my plates. So this place, I'm going to tack it, and I make sure I pick all the plates. I pick up all the plates one by one. All the plates, I pick them one by one, and I sew them so close because I want it to be neat. Yeah, you can see I sew it so close to each other because I don't want them to be neat. And that is it, guys. I'm done with my front Auto-gele. That's it, guys. Can't you see? Yeah, so I'm gonna show you how to tie it. As you can see, I put it on my head, go with the first stripe, and I tie it like that. Tie it like that because my hair is done today. Yeah, I've got my hair done, so I want to show up my hair. I want to show my hair, so the one on top, I fold that in, and I go with the second stripe. I tie it once and the second time, and I just tuck the hand in like that to cover. And that's it, guys. It looks so beautiful. Thanks everybody for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at DIY Fashion and Beauty 05. leave a comment if you enjoy my video. Give me a huge thumbs up if you enjoy my video. Share my video with family and friends, and catch you up in my next video. Thanks.